is a perfect synthesis of tradition and modernity.
Because he has the natural ability to be able to just adapt himself.
He's really an all-round musician and a superlative singer.
Uniquely talented person.
और इस वक्त तो मेरे नज़र में नहीं आता कि इस कैलिबर का कोई और आर्टिस्ट है.
You know, you have jack of all trades. You have master of one and jack of all. He's master of all.
बहुत ही phenomenal चीज़ है.
He's exceedingly versatile.
His talent is immense.
That's why I call him a complete artist.
Very, very dynamic.
His repertoire is very large and big.
An extremely underestimated artist.
Should be most celebrated musician, in my opinion, of this era.
Truly a gifted singer.
Western, Indian, synthesis, classical, folk, whatever you might tell him, he'll sing it with equal competence and he'll compose it with equal ease.
He has absolutely no air about it. I think
he is a genius.
Middle class South Indian family. I don't think anything major musical was happening in my family or my life at that moment. When I was about 3.5 years old, I saw an instrument lying there and I straight away started playing the instrument. In the sense, I started playing a song on the instrument. So actually, that's how the journey just began. There's a beginning of the entry of music into my life or our life, our family. I said, if I want to learn, I want to learn the veena. Why? Because it looks beautiful. So see the beauty of my parents. They said, yeah, okay, he'll teach you veena, no problem.
Six o'clock வீணை கிளாஸ் 6 to 7. 7 o'clock வீட்டில் வந்து யூனிஃபார்ம் போட்டு ஸ்கூலுக்கு போனோம். സ്കൂളിൽ പോയി 1:15 മണി മടങ്ങി വരുவேன். പിന്നെ ചാപ്പിട്ട് ഹോംവർക്കൊക്കെ ചെയ്തിട്ട് സായന്തരം 4 മണിക്ക് പാട്ട് ക്ലാസ്.
The teacher was so beautiful that she used to teach me singing also, because what she used to say that only when you can sing your kriti well, you'll be able to execute it on the veena well. So that's where I slowly started learning singing. I used to sing the kritis which I play on the veena. More than singing Carnatic music the way it is actually, she taught me how to use Carnatic music as your vocabulary and use it anywhere. She was open-minded. She said, use it in your film songs, use it in your ghazal, use it in your pop songs, use it in your performances. You can do anything if you're fundamental about Carnatic classical music, about melody, about rhythm, about shruti, about composition. It's very strong. Talent which is not utilized is useless talent. You need a person like that to push you and see to it that your talent is made use of. And that was my mother. Ours is a house of 3 casual people who are not serious about anything in life, like me, my father, and my brother. So you needed one person who's practical, who's rational, who understands the situation, the reality of the situation, and holds the family together. She used to take us from pillar to post, and I was too young to travel by bus. So she used to come, accompany me, go from class to class, and see to it that I practice every day. And is still doing it.
அவள் அப்பாவுக்கு எப்படின்னாக்கா எஜுகேஷனும் இந்த எக்ஸ்ட்ரீமில் இருக்கணும், மியூசிக்கும் இந்த எக்ஸ்ட்ரீமில் இருக்கணும். மியூசிக் வர்றதுங்கிறதுக்கு வேண்டி எஜுகேஷனை விடக்கூடாது, இல்லை எஜுகேஷன் இருக்குங்கிறதுக்கு வேண்டி மியூசிக்கை இது பண்ணக்கூடாது. சரஸ்வதி கடாட்சம் இருக்குது, படிக்கணும். அந்த டைமில் நாங்கள் ஆலோசிக்கலை, இந்த மாதிரி மியூசிக்கில் போகணும்னு நாங்கள் நினைக்கல. அதனால படிப்பிலையும் கம்ப்யூட்டர் இன்ஜினியரிங் பண்ணி பாஸ் ஆகும். அப்படிதான் நாங்கள் நினைச்சோம்.
I was in charge of developing the software in Oracle and all that. But at the same time, every alternate day I used to get a call from this studio, from that studio, from this show. Arey, come and just dub this, yaar, come and this. And whenever I used to walk into the studio, the kind of joy that I used to get, the kind of peace of mind, the kind of involvement that I had, that I never used to have in my job. Though I was enjoying that too, there were great people over there. So this thing was always there, that should I, get into music, should I take music as a choice, because this is a very, very cushy job, That is where, Sangeeta comes in, and she just said one statement that, there can be a billion engineers, but I think there can be only one Shankar Mahadevan.
यही रास्ता है तेरा, तूने अब जाना है, हाँ यही सपना है तेरा, तूने पहचाना है.
Difficult decision, but I guess it was the right decision. There is something that is inside me which is telling me that I have to try it, and it has to be now or never. I don't want to become 50 years old and regret that, oh shit, I should have done it. It's too late now. Why didn't I do it?
रोके तुझको आंधियां, क्या जमीन और आसमां पाएगा, जो लक्ष्य है तेरा, लक्ष्य तो हर हाल में पाना है.
நீ போய் பாரு, அப்படி உனக்கு அதில் சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷன் இல்லைன்னா நீ மடங்கி எங்களுக்கு வா, ஆல்வேஸ் வெல்கம் அப்படி சொல்லி தைரியமாக அனுப்பினான். கொஞ்ச நாளைக்கு பயமாக தான் இருந்தது, அப்புறம் பழகிடும்.
A person who does something that he really, really loves doing for a living is the greatest achievement a person can get, more than anything. I was extremely busy doing my jingles and singing around, performing, whatever, small shows here, there, running around up and down, trying to make a living, trying to, make a firm base for my future. When I was just married and stuff like that.
I had to get used to his type of work because it was new to me too. Here there was no timing, there was no schedule. Sometimes he's left the studio, he's on his way back home, and then suddenly there's a call for another jingle.
singers in those days in advertising were lighter singers, you know. They were good singers, but they were not as deeply trained as Shankar, you know. So initially, whenever you wanted some classical input, and also you called Shankar in, you know.
आलाप कौन गाएगा? शंकर महादेवन गाएगा.
कुछ खास है हम सभी में, कुछ बात है हम सभी में, बात है खास.
I needed with a singer with a good range, and I just loved the way he sang that tune, you know. I said, wow, yeah, what a great singer.
खास है कुछ स्वाद है, क्या स्वाद है.
After finished singing, Louis asked, the first day I'm meeting him, I have a band, will you sing with me? And I was a nobody, you know. And Louis Banks is asking me this question. I said, of course I will.
And with him, and then with Sivamani and Carl Peters, I formed the band Silk.
We did lots of concerts, and we created magic in the stage. We have fun in the stage.
The band was a big, big, big success.
These are elements that enrich you as a musician. These are elements that make you grow as a musician, you know. And all these things, they help you apply these musical forms in whatever you want, you know. Whether you want to sing a bhajan, whether you want to do a film song, whether you want to sing a classical song, these things help each other.
In a live situation, his best comes out, you know. Yeah, because there's an audience responding to you, and there's a band behind you strongly accompanying, so that gives him that lift, you know, to bring out his best. And he takes a lot of chances as a vocalist that very few vocalists do, you know.
One of the things that Shankar Bhai always did, and that was he improved the music that you were playing with him without making it feel like that he's the one who's injecting that improvement. That was so special about him.
As well as a great singer, he was an improviser. And Shankar had this fabulous talent of improvisation. And I called him and I told him, I said, I love your voice and I would really like that we can work together.
If your intention is very, very, very strong, if you put out an intention, that to dil se they say, no? From the bottom of your heart, you wish, you wish, you wish, you wish. I think the universe, it gives you what you want. This was my wish for many, many years. I want to meet them, I want to see them play, I want to take a picture with them. I want to somehow just know them. Somehow my voice just gelled with Shakti. From that day, we played for 14 years together, every tour.
There is no quarter that he cannot traverse on, you know, in a circle of 360. Every degree, every area, every point, he knows how to negotiate.
करीब 18-19 बरस पहले हमारी बेटी लेकर आई थी उनको अपने कुछ फ्रेंड्स के साथ में कि बापूजी ये बहुत अच्छा गाते हैं, आप उनको सुनिए और आप उनको ट्रेन करिए। मैंने उनका गाना सुना, मुझे सच में बहुत अच्छा लगा। फिर मैंने कहा जो मैं गाना गाता हूँ वो अगर ये सीखेंगे तो इनको 10-12 बरस लग जाएंगे, वापिस चले जा। और ये जो अब गा रहे हैं ये आज के आज काम कर सकते हैं।
At that time, I asked Shankar Bhai to sing a full song, a full ghazal actually. I think that was the first full song for a movie that he sang. And that movie was called In Custody.
नसीब आज़माने के दिन आ गए करीब उनके
There was an idea in my mind that I had discussed with many musicians and singers, including some very, very important classical singers also.
He said, Shankar Sahab, I have this idea roaming around in my mind for many, many years. Whenever I visit a classical concert, I see this alap happening, I see this taan happening, I see this sargam happening, which does not have a form.
Why can't we put words on those towns? This was an idea when I would give the detail to some music directors, some singers, some classical singers. Everybody used to get very amused and thrilled. Yeah, wow, it's a novel idea, but nobody did it.
So I said, okay, Javedji, let's do it. But for your writing, I'll give you just a meter. You catch the meter and you write first. And then let me see what I can do with it. So I gave him a meter.
We are doing this. Let's see what happens.
He gave me 4 full-scape sheets full of words from top to bottom. It looked like one magazine article.
Obviously. Obviously.
That's when it struck me, oh God, what have I got into? You know? You don't realize it till you are actually facing it. Then I said, what is this? He said, this is your breathless.
कोई जो मिला तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था जैसे मेरी सारी दुनिया में गीतों की रुत और रंगों की बरखा है खुशबू की आंधी है महकी हुई सी अब सारी फिजाएं है बहकी हुई सी अब सारी हवाएं है खोई हुई सी अब सारी दिशाएं है बदली हुई सी अब सारी अदाएं है जागी उमंगे है धड़क रहा है दिल
शंकर की म्यूजिक के एडमायर हम भी थे, पर मौका नहीं मिलता था कि कहीं नौकरी मिले, काम मिले उसके साथ। तो रॉकफोर्ड में पहली बार उसने हमको चांस दिया।
बादलों के पर्वतों पर कोई बारिश काम का होगा।
And it proved right all over the years. Nothing like getting a chance to work with him. Anytime, anywhere.
He sings the way we talk. As a matter of fact, most of us don't even talk with that ease.
We had actually no intentions of getting into films whatsoever. And we were very comfortable. We were pretty well known in that area as well.
And we didn't want to really take it forward. But as things worked out, you know, fate had another thing completely different planned for us. You know.
Within about 3.5 days, the entire music score of Dil Chahta Hai was done. So that was the chemistry that happened there. It just gelled in one shot and song after song just came out.
That was the rage then, and I still remember it as the most catchy, most refreshing, very international. The harmonies, the voicing which was done was, I think, for the first time done like that for any Indian film.
Hindi film music became cool after Dil Chahta Hai. Even films, Hindi films also started looking cool after Dil Chahta Hai. Till then, they used to call it filmy. Hindi filmy, ye to bahut filmy hai yaar. This is cool.
there was a kind of a resistance against Shankar Ehsaan Loy in the beginning. So they would say, yes, हाँ सुना हमने जो आप बता रहे हैं सुन तो रहे हम, but you know it doesn't sound like film music. They may be good for the jingles and ad film, but they don't have that filmy style. And of course they did not have filmy style.
जिसे ढूंढता हूँ मैं हर कहीं जो कभी मिली मुझे है नहीं मुझे जिसके प्यार पर हो यकीन वो लड़की है.
Filmy music had another image in their mind and a particular style of usage of orchestra. So now their ears were tuned to that kind of music. And obviously these young men had brought some new sensibility, new style.
And they just went completely for it. I'm thankful that they did. You know, I think it's contributed immensely.
When we presented Dil Chahta Hai, the music score, to a music company, can you believe it? One of the music companies refused to take the music because they felt that the songs sound like jingles.
You know, I think without its music, I don't know if it would be the same.
For 9 months, we did not get any work. Nobody called us. We were wondering, what's happening here? Is that okay? I mean, our music is playing everywhere, but nobody's calling us for work. We used to internally discuss.
Maybe because they didn't probably relate to it. So if a older director didn't like that style of music, it is fair enough that, okay, he didn't like it and so he may not work with us. But the newer directors did, the younger guys, guys starting from Farhan, Zoya, Karan, all the guys, Rohan Sippy, Nikhil Advani, all liked the style of music. So we managed to work with the newer guys.
The three of them are so beautifully meshed with each other, and all three of them, they are just looking at what came out. It is immaterial as to who created it. Sometimes it is Ehsaan who started the melody on his guitar, and we built on that. Sometimes Shankar just hummed something and it just sounded fantastic and everybody fell into it. Sometimes it would be Loy who would bring in a groove which is controlling the track and controlling everybody's imagination. It's fantastic. They are one. When you work with them, they are like one brain working together.
We give each other a lot of space.
You leave your egos at home.
And the most important thing is when there are three people, your ideas are tripled. There are 3 sets of ideas for every single moment. You have to respect all the 3 ideas. You can never shun down any idea. Can you write like a line in between? Yeah.
Basically, it's a line continuing only.
Yeah. Oh, actually, you play that and he can write a line over here. Nah? The secret that keeps us together, Shankar, Ehsaan, Loy together, is the fact that we are so different. I think opposites attract. We are completely different as people, 3 completely different individuals. That's what brings us together. Just like a B part, no?
Given the kind of music that needs to be created, they know that the strength for that lies with which individual.
Shankar has his Indian classical bass. Ehsaan has his rock and blues bass. I have my Western classical and jazz bass. So we have all these elements, that we bring to the table. And I think the fact that we've completed 20 years, we have developed a beautiful system of understanding each other.
It's an amazing ability and it's unspoken.
After 20 years, it's still that you look forward to coming to work and you don't, you're not bored of it. So each day is a really fantastic and fresh and new and fun day.
And that's what has kept us going. In fact, the fact is we have not even signed a formal piece of agreement between the three of us. We don't have any paper between us that we are formally music composers or we have this agreement.
After you finish recording, you don't even know who's done what in the song. So that's what's beautiful about them.
I remember right in the beginning, I was asking, I said like, do you think I need to go and study some Indian music so that we could communicate better? And he said, no. Saying the whole idea is that you bring what you bring to the table, because if I studied Western music, there's no point. No point you being there. And if I and vice versa. So each person brings his speciality to the table. It's very much like India. It's like how we are as a culture. The diversity is our strength. And if you can't see that and use it, it's a shame.
निद्रा में किसने याद की और जगाए सारी रहना रे पिया जगावे जिया जगावे दिया जगावे रे आवे रे हिचकी आवे रे हिचकी आवे रे
Such a beautiful team work उनके साथ काम करते हुए मतलब ये नहीं लगता कि हम किसी बंदिश में किसी नौकरी पे बैठे होंगे किसी काम कर रहे क्रिएटिविटी का आलम रहता है क्रिएटिविटी उपज का आलम रहता है उनके साथ काम करते हुए
संदेश आयो ना चिट्ठियां भी जाई सावन में सूखे नैना रे
And the danger with working with Shankar Mahadevan is that every time he sings something, you want to keep it. You have to be very careful not to tell him too many things because every time he even responds to what you tell him is music.
I think we all desperately got addicted to Shankar as soon as we got introduced to him and we got to see what he was capable of. And the reason why we got addicted to him is he was not limited by our imagination, So if we are saying these are the lyrics and the music director is saying this is the composition, most singers would come and deliver that correctly and beautifully. Shankar would take that material and make it his own. And so from there he would fly off in some direction. And we are there and we say, "Arey yaar, ye to socha nahi tha." We never thought of it. But he's brought it. It sounds fantastic. That is the quality in the Shankar. I think that is why he eventually went on to become a music director himself because he had that mental facility to be able to go in any direction,
Kadang sawa ladai ka pertas nong bakin yos marjan marpa kadai kador bas nong hale kadai kador barba ladan mano bayap lesi kadai ka kambasa adhure raste toote
The composer in you always helps the singer. It's very easy to explain your composition to a singer when you're a composer.
Shankar makes it so effortless when he sings. He's just saying something with so much ease. Is that when they go behind the mic and they realize, oh my God, I didn't hear those things that I was supposed to hear.
He can imagine what he wants to do. And then, of course, he has the other talent to support it, that he can actually go where he is imagining he can go, because a lot of us can imagine it, but we can't go there,
होठों की मुंडेर पैरों की मोतियों सी बात बोल दो फीकी फीकी सी है जिंदगी चीनी चीनी ख्वाब घोल दो देखो ना बीत जाए ये लम्हे ये घड़ियां बोलो ना
The notes that he hits. Not many guys can do that.
I can never imagine Shankar ever hitting a wrong note.
मेरी नजर ढूंढे तुझे सोचू यही तू आके थामेगी माँ
उनसे मैं ये कहता नहीं पर मैं सहम जाता हूँ माँ चेहरे पे आने देता नहीं दिल ही दिल
a very personal poetry. Now when Shankar comes in, he doesn't destroy this intricate quality of the poetry being personal. He adds another layer to it.
तुझे सब है पता है ना माँ, तुझे सब है पता.
In my experience, people who are great people and great creative people like Shankar are the people who do not destroy the mystery. They deepen the mystery. They deepen the mystique of the composition or poetry. That's what Shankar does.
खुल गया आसमां का रास्ता देखो खुल गया, मिल गया, खो गया था जो सितारा मिल गया.
How do I convey to my music director what is it that I want in this scene? What kind of music do I want? How do I convey?
बंधन को ही अब है कहाँ, तू धूप है झम से बिखर, तू है नदी ओ बेखबर.
Shankar has an amazing instinct. He flows with the music. He doesn't have to think, he doesn't have to ponder. It comes out of him. Yeah.
I don't think he's ever consciously composed. You know, he's got such a good ear for rhythm and his own knowledge of music that he knows something is going to work, something is not. And if he knows that it's not working, he doesn't push it.
Dang, ta-dang, ta-dang, ta-da-da-da-da-dang, ta-dang, ta-dang. Now what is this? This melody is not rocket science, you know.
हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी, छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी, हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो.
A melody is just a path a note follows. I'll give you an example. You are in Chembur, you want to reach Dadar. What are the routes you can take? I can take a straight train, go to Dadar. Ta-da! I can go to Sion, take a diversion, go via Dharavi, reach Bandra, and then come back and join some other road and reach Dadar. Ta-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra-ra. I can go all the way back to the other side. From Chembur, I'll reach New Bombay. From New Bombay, I'll go to the other side. And from somewhere else, I'll reach Dadar. So, your first destination and your last destination does not change. What changes is your route. Think of each route as a melody. Some routes are short, some routes are long, some routes are very interesting. Maybe one route that you're taking, there are beautiful mountains on the way. You can see beautiful scenery. You are enjoying that route. Some routes you're stuck in traffic, so it's a terrible route. Some routes are unbearable.
Come on!
Somehow Indian classical music, when you see, the whole expression changes. People start becoming serious. Why do you have to become serious when you talk about Indian classical music? Learn it in a fun way. Learn it in a way when you are having a great time. Let it be cool. Let it be young. Otherwise, you're going to lose out the next generation. They will say, I don't belong here. You should make them belong to this. If you're able to listen to a melody and you're able to decode it to its sarigama padani equivalent, which means you have mapped your melody to the swara. Any melody that you have ever heard in your life can be broken down into these 7 notes.
मेरे मन ये बता दे तू किस ओर चला है तू
किस ओर गमा पापा सा नि दा पापा चला है तू जो है अनकही पापा दा पदा प मगरी पापा दा पदा प मगरी रेगा पदा पगरे सदी
मितवा कहे धड़कने तुझसे क्या मितवा.
There are very few artists that command the kind of influence that Shankar Mahadevan has been able to because of the sheer volume of work that he has on YouTube. So if you look at the top 5 countries where he's the most influential in order is India, Pakistan comes next. Then comes the United States of America, Saudi Arabia and the UAE. So when we go about counting that, we are not just counting what he's sung for Bollywood movies, but also what he's sung for other movie industries, whether it is in Tamil or Malayalam or any other language. And then when you put all of that together, Shankar Mahadevan is actually fast approaching the 1 billion mark.
Sir, how are you? Yeah. Just a minute, just a minute. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm recording something else. Yeah, but you tell me. आपने लिख लिया? बोलिए. मैं डालूं ताल पे भंगड़ा. Yeah. तू भी what? गिद्दा. Okay. गिद्दा पाले. हाँ. No, perfect है sir. It took him for 3 minutes. In 3 minutes he was singing it. Yeah, then you know you can go to a Punjabi song. Perfect. Yeah, this kind of a thing. So that will, yeah, it will become like a hook. Yeah. Galla Gudiyan. What is Galla Gudiyan? Oh, that's, yeah. Yeah, actually, you know what? We can call the song also Galla Gudiyan. Yeah, because then the dhak dhak dhadke and all is all done to death. What? When? How can I? You want me to compose now? You can't give me 2 minutes to compose a song, sir. No, I'll do it. Yeah. Little time, sir. Okay. I'll just compose the rest of the tune and call you back. Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir, in 5 minutes. Yeah. Okay, see you back.
Hello, dil se connect. What he's imagining in his head, translating that without what seems to be perceivably weird, at least from the outside, without an ounce of effort. It's just so natural.
Gosh, 20 years I've worked with them, or maybe 22, 24 years. Okay. For the life of me, I don't have an answer to that.
Let's take any popular song. Kajra re, tere kare naina. This is the song with the words. Now, what is the melody? Tararara, tararara, tararara.
तो महादेवन से ये महाबली हैं, म्यूजिक के मेलोडी के महाबली हैं.
Da 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 da. Da da is Papa. Da da da, pa ga ga. Da 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 da. Ga ga re ga. Da 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 da. Re sa sa re sa. Ta ra 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 ra, re ga ga re sa sa, pa 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 ga ga re ga, re sa re ga re sa sa.
कजरा रे तेरे कारे कारे नैना कजरा रे तेरे कारे कारे नैना ओ तेरे नैना हमें कसते हैं तेरे नैना कजरा रे
Shankar Mahadevan has been a tremendous gift to the film industry, to the world of music, to the world of the art of singing, of creating music. I've spent many hours with him in the process of his creation of some wonderful music that he gave to some of my films.
The language of music is universal. It just communicates, it cuts across every language.
Music has no regions.
Shankar ji songs are like in every language.
उनके लिए तो कोई लैंग्वेज मायने ही नहीं रखती, मतलब वो पूरे भारत के हैं तो भारत की हर एक लैंग्वेज उनकी अपनी खुद की है.
भावमुके आणि चांदण्यात धुके हो भावमुके आणि
My father was a poet. I remember Shankar singing for my father's album, and Shankar sang the lead song, Bhavamukhe. Nobody will say that this is a South Indian guy singing Marathi song.
झर झर चंद्रा भवती झर झर चंद्रा भवती झमलेले ढग भूरके भावमुके.
Generally, South of India has given me so much of love, though I was born in Mumbai. And Maharashtra has given me so much love, though I am a South Indian.
And Shankar Mahadevan is our national property.
உன்னை காணாது நான் இன்று நான் இல்லையே விதையில்லாமல் வேறில்லையே.
We also got a chance to work with Kamal Haasan sir. It was a great beginning and a great journey in the south of India. And because of which I started singing in Telugu also, Malayalam also, in Kannada also. I really feel fortunate, that I am able to sing in so many languages, each and every state.
हर चिंता भूल के ஒரு நூறு நாடகம் ஒத்திகைகள் செய்து எதிர்பார்த்திருந்தேன் எதிர்பாராமல்.
And the process was so organic, He used to write 2 lines, I used to compose the line. He used to write 2 lines, I used to compose the line. It was like preparing a hot dish then and there over there. Creativity is a result of a trigger, and the trigger and the creative piece are not connected to each other.
He'll do a strange homework by asking his Punjabi neighbor to come up with some words and make something out of it and come back, and that became Jhoom Barabar Jhoom. Or he'll come with nothing and the whole song will happen in one sitting in the studio. Or there'll be a week of no work and just thinking about what food to eat next.
That lunch break in our recording is most critical, okay? And when we are meeting for a recording, उसके 2 दिन पहले से हम लोग ये सोचते हैं तो यार lunch पे क्या करेंगे?
Shankar is a foodie. He does not talk much about music, but he talks much more about food than music,
So if there's anything about food that I want to know, I can just call him up and he'll have an entire, like an encyclopedia ready about what to do, about how to cook this and how to cook that and stuff like that.
He's been on a diet since I've met him. He doesn't seem to change at all.
When he talks about music, his eyes light up. When he talks about his wife, his eyes light up. When he talks about his food, his whole body lights up.
Maharashtrian cuisine, Kerala cuisine, Chettinad cuisine, Goan cuisine. Just like that, there's so much music in this country. You know, Carnatic classical music, Hindustani classical music, folk music, Thumri, bhajan is there, ghazals are there. Ours is a country which has got two great forms of classical music, but it's not structured. I wanted to demystify Indian classical music and make it cool, make it user-friendly. Music is such a powerful tool. We go there and we teach the schools. Why should a child be deprived of good music, learning good music, just because the child is poor? I think we should go and teach them free of cost.
See, you have a lot of people who are creative, we have a lot of people who are talented. But not everyone is a good human being. And I think Shankar is someone I've met who not only is a great creative mind, a very strong talent, gifted person, but he's also a wonderful human being. And that is something that comes across, when you interact with him.
What you see is what you get. There are no hidden agendas there. There is so much positivity when he's around. You can feel it.
Sheer pleasure working with him. He is such an easygoing person, hassle-free person, ego-free person, so considerate, with a great sense of humor.
Absolutely a fantastic human being.
Despite his success and despite the fact that he's now a household name and everybody knows who Shankar is, and his humbleness in terms of his approach to his work is the same as it was from the day he started. The success has not gone to his head at all. His attitude has not changed at all. He's highly accommodating, he's extremely warm because he knows where he came from and he knows what struggling is all about because he had struggled in his own life. And he's not forgotten that. In the industry and in our advertising fraternity, we tend to forget our beginnings very, very easily.
He's a genuinely nice person, a great singer, even better person though.
It's about how you grow as a person, how you relate to people, the good things that you do. We are all three involved in doing a lot of charity work, like with our music, for cancer aid, for this and that, lots of stuff. So that is the important stuff because that's what people are going to remember you by.
Danadom, 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 danadom. Danadom, 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 danadom.
What I like about him most is his generosity of spirit. He has never said no to any public service campaign that I've asked him to do or anything for larger good or for charity.
You can write pages and pages and pages and communicate the same thing, or the same thing can be communicated in 2 minutes by singing a song. So our country has got music for every occasion. Person is born, person dies, baby is born, girl is getting engaged, girl is getting, delivers a baby, she's going to her in-laws' place, she's going in a dolly when a person is, after he's dead, his funeral. Music for everything in our country.
So music played a very important role in bringing Shankar closer to my family.
He's so much in love with his wife, even after so many years. And that suddenly woke me up and said, wow, here's another aspect of Shankar, which I never realized. With all his humbleness, all his talent, everything else, he just loves his wife. He just follows her around with his eyes all the time, wherever she is in the room.
The fact that Sangeetam, or music, was already there in my life. Can you imagine that my wife's name is also Sangeeta, which also means music? I was in the 11th standard and she was in the 8th standard.
And it was instant love for both of us.
Our letters were caught
Sangeeta was put under house arrest.
We came from different backgrounds, culture. I'm a Maharashtrian, Shankar is a South Indian. So obviously there was a clear no-no from both sides. So both the families came together and we decided to have our wedding in a South Indian style.
And from there onwards, all I got from them was love, love, and only love.
Touch wood, ऐसी बात कहने से नजर न लगे, but he has one of the happiest families I have seen in my life. He, his wife, his two sons, the kind of harmony, the kind of love that family has, the kind of unity, the kind of total lack of complication or any war or any complex, nothing. It's a real happy family.
If you want your child to learn music, I think you should have a musical ambience in the house. And your kids, whoever is there, they learn it subconsciously. It enters into your system.
Dad is always going to be my guru, my mentor. There have been 100 different ways in which he has influenced me as a musician.
I feel that comfort doing riyaz with him that I cannot feel, that I cannot get with any other teacher or anything.
I never allowed anybody around me to tell them, see what your father has done. You should also, you should follow, hey, you'll sing like your father, no? I never encouraged that. And I never liked that also.
It all started on a very casual note. But here I am, in front of you, where music has given me literally everything in life. I think I'm one of those lucky ones who interacted with every musician in this country, got a chance to play, perform, interact, and create music. It's truly a blessing. The road seems to be really, really long. Many more peaks to be conquered, many more adventurous journeys to be experienced. The joy of music never ends.